Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to be doing our daily technical analysis update of commodities. We're going to go through the dollar, 10-year, 30-year yields, precious metals, and the commodities and ETFs that I follow. I'm going to obviously interject my opinions where needed, and you can follow me at finding-value.com, become a platinum member, join our community, and you can see my portfolio and what's going on in the portfolio there. All right, so let's dive in. Let's take a look and see what's going on. We've got the DXY continuing to head lower, down 0.5%. That's a good tailwind behind our commodities. Bigger, longer term view, kind of looking at this chart, trying to figure out what's going to happen on the longer term time frame. And I mean, that's what we've got. We've basically got these large kind of moves here, and the moves are lower, lower, and lower, so that we've got lower highs coming down. We also have lower lows coming down. So I do think that we could potentially head a lot lower in the future here to the downside for the DXY. Now, I don't know how long that will take. It might take some years. But right now, it's looking like it's going to continue lower, which is a tailwind for a lot of things priced in dollars. The 10-year yield up 1%. We are still holding above this support level. That support level on a long-term chart looks like this. So we are still on top of that support line. We've broken to the upside. We're still holding support. I'm still curious to see if we're going to break lower here. We've got lots of selling pressure. We get these kind of turnover moves that generally like to fall down lower. So maybe in the short term, we go a little bit lower before heading higher. Difficult to say. But today was up 1%. We were also up 1% on the 30-year yield. And this is still holding together quite strong right on the support level. So it's still holding in there. Bond prices, which is inverse of yields, heading a little bit lower today, down 0.8%. So yields higher, bond prices lower. I mean, that's obvious. They're inversely correlated. Are we going to get a downward move where yields head higher and bond prices head lower? We'll find out. The TYX-TNX ratio is flat today. No progress there. Again, generally when this ratio uninverts, when this goes higher, so generally when this goes higher, that's when precious metals take off. And we do have a breakout to the upside of that downtrend. 2-year yield is flat today. We're still above all the support levels, but we're just basically flat today. Remember, yields are what price assets. And when these change, assets differently when one goes up versus going down. The CRB Index right at that blue resistance line going all the way across. That's where we hit here, we hit there, we hit there. We came back down to that support level, and hopefully we can turn and head on higher. But we're right there. It's got the nice big green candlesticks, small selling pressure days. Looks really good to continue on upward. The CRB to S&P 500 down today, with the S&P going up at a faster rate than the commodity CRB index. We've got gold heading higher, looking strong, is strong, up 1.3% or so. That's looking fantastic, guys. Very soon, we're going to be heading, this looks really good. So here's some things to notice. On a monthly close on gold, we have not closed on a monthly close where we are today. If we close even where we're at, this will be a monthly breakout because we haven't closed. We closed here, down there, we closed down here. So we're above that right now. We are breaking out on a monthly close basis. Weekly close is also breaking out. This looks absolutely excellent for gold. Silver also heading higher, confirming that strength in gold. That also looks absolutely fantastic. And platinum laying down a $34 up day, up around 1050. 1050, we're getting to a spot where we could get a big break to the upside here. Hopefully this momentum can continue. And if it continues, we're going to keep heading higher, hopefully. It looks really good. XAU to gold ratio. This is the gold and silver mining companies in relationship to gold itself. So we're coming up on this downtrend line, guys. We are getting strong outperformance of gold and silver mining companies. Is this the time where XAU to gold breaks out of this downtrend line and heads higher? I sure hope so, because if that's the case, I am very well positioned for this move. We are still continuing to see that outperformance. It is grinding its way higher. It looks really good. I'm hoping we can break this to the upside, guys. This is going to be life-changing in terms of returns in gold and silver mining companies if we can get this ratio to break here, which it looks like it will. GDX, there's the actual company and the companies and what it looks like, the ETF. It's moving higher. It's looking good. Let's hope that momentum can continue. And SILJ's also breaking higher. Looks really good. This is on a weekly candlestick. We broke this little kind of pattern here to the upside. We're breaking through resistance. Looks fantastic. Crude oil heading a little bit lower today. You guys, we're still sitting on top of this pattern, though. It still looks really good for a continued move higher. We've got a little bit of a selling pressure day. We call it the bloody nose. Continuation pattern to the upside. So that looks good. We've got natural gas. Yeah, it's heading down a little bit. It's got some basing patterns. Still looks good. And I still think for the patient investor, that natural gas doesn't look horrible. I still think it might have some time to grind sideways, and that may impact the companies to the downside if it stays down here and grinds sideways for a while. So XOP, yeah, you know me, down a little bit today. I'm very curious to see if we break this downtrend line here. That's that, or uptrend line. The uptrend line, we broke down, we're coming back up. Are we going to break back up, or are we going to roll over, create this other shoulder? This is a shoulder, head, shoulder. Create that shoulder and give me one last buying opportunity to load up on the exploration production companies. I don't know if that's going to be the case. I hope it is. Hopefully we get one last good buying opportunity, but we'll find out here over the next few weeks. OIH also not moving very strong today. I mean, oil was down. We do have some strong selling pressure through here. See these big three candlesticks that are big, large down candlesticks? Notice that we're kind of rolling over and we've got small up candlesticks. That generally heads lower. We can also look at the lead in here. We've got strong selling pressure here, strong selling pressure here, and there's not much buying pressure in that circle, the last circle I did there. There just isn't much bounce. Doesn't mean it can't show up. We just don't see it yet. And I am still inclined to think that we could get a pullback in XOP and OIH. I still think we can get it. The candlesticks and the way that I usually see this does not look strong. It looks like it wants to head lower one last time or however long it's going to go down. Sprout Physical Uranium Trust up a little bit today, but again, this is a battle. I see good things on the buyer side, good things on the seller side. We've got strong selling pressure here. The buyers and sellers are duking it out back and forth. What direction is this going to go? I don't know yet. We have to wait and see. Do we get one last flush out move to the downside? It's possible. It is possible still. Now URNM's looking pretty strong today. The buyers showed up, said, hey, look, we're here. Big bullish engulfing candlestick that generally likes to go higher. So we'll see what happens over this next week or two. This is definitely battling it out over here. Buyers and sellers going back and forth. TAN also looking strong today, but that's still squeezing in the corner on a bigger, longer-term time frame. Copper looks fantastic, guys. Copper looks really strong. This guy looks fantastic. When we zoom in, you can see that we've got this continuation pattern that we've broken, and we're starting to run to the upside. Thank God I'm positioned in it already, just holding on to my shares. But this looks really good. Nice, strong move to the upside for copper. Lithium trying to put in some sort of base here, I think. Are we going to break up? Are we going to break down? Again, we'll find out over the next couple of weeks. I don't really have too much in lithium. It's not a huge play of mine. Rare earth metals, it's up today, 2.34%. We got to break that blue resistance line. That blue resistance line runs across the top and bottoms here. S&P 500. So we were talking about S&P. We're higher today, up 1.33%. That's actually a pretty good thing for an everything melt up type move. We had a little bearish engulfing yesterday, but the buyers came in and said, no. We don't want to go down. Even though we're at resistance, the buyers came in and shot this thing higher. It's actually a form of pretty strong buying pressure, especially when you're at resistance. Actually looks pretty good. Same with the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ showed up, buyers came in. So there's still some sellers lingering around here, but there's also buyers coming in saying, hey, look, we're here. Don't worry. We're going to push this thing higher. So maybe we end up moving higher and have an everything type rally. Been talking about that for a little while, and it looks pretty good. EEM also moving on up today, 1.37%. Let's go to the daily candlesticks here, see what it looks like on the dailies. It's battling back and forth, but still looks good. We've broken out of this downtrend. We have a higher low than that low. Now we got to break, or actually here, we're breaking that. It's putting in some pattern. I don't know what to call this thing, but it does look good, and it looks like it wants to go higher. XHB, the Home Builders Index or Home Builders ETF, up 0.4%. This still looks fine. It's holding in there. It's above support. Everything looks good. MOO up 0.94%. Again, we got to break back above this resistance line before I get bullish on MOO. I don't really own anything in it anyway. Copper looks fantastic here, guys. 1.44%. We've broken out of this kind of downtrend line. It's moving here, guys. It looks fantastic. We could easily be at all-time highs if this thing wants to take off. Copper companies look fantastic right now. They look fantastic. Lumber rocketing higher again. There's our long-term support level. We're on support, and we just rocketed higher today, up 6%. Lumber's still looking good. It's hanging in there, and it's hanging in there at a pretty good price. So that's good for lumber. We're just moving sideways in iron ore. There we are. We've broken out of this pattern. We're moving a little bit sideways to slightly lower. I think we'll move higher eventually. Give it time. Nickel just moving a little bit sideways today, down 0.73%. But again, we've had a breakout move. They're trying to control this right now. But it looks fine. I'm sure inventory levels are super low and the high prices are justified. Aluminum up 1.6%. Still looks good. We're just putting in a base before a leap higher. Baltic Dry Index down 3%. But Baltic Dry Index has pretty good momentum to the upside. I still think it looks fantastic for an upside move, given time. Newcastle Coal is trying to put in a basing pattern. It's starting to firm up a little bit. Still a lot of downside pressure here from that momentum, so it's probably going to take a little bit of time to work out. Ethereum killing it to the upside. I do think there's more upside in Ethereum. And Bitcoin with the inverted head and shoulders still looks good to move higher. And it was up 1.31% today, looking fantastic. So gold and silver looks really good, guys. That's where I would be looking. Oil still looks really good. Natural gas needs a little bit of time, still basing out. Same with coal. I think they're going to be riding the ground for a little while. And yeah, that's what I've got for today, guys. If you guys like the content, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And check out the website. We've got a 7 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on Saturday question and answer session. Love to have you to be a part of the community. Come join us on the question and answer session. Ask all the questions you have. You can see my portfolio on the website. I've got a lot of stuff on the website in terms of ratios and all that stuff. You can see what I purchased, when I purchased it. That's all up there as well. You can see a lot of my purchases over the past month or so of gold stocks and all that stuff. And you can see it's working out all right. You can see if I'm buying physical metals, what metals those are. But that's all on there. And if you're a member, I'll see you on Saturday. All right, guys, we'll catch you later. This is Finding Value.